Professor Munzali, let's come back to you. What, in your opinion, needs to be done? Of course, this is also implied in what you have said, but we can still back up a bit and just remind ourselves of some of the points that have been articulated in the course of this two-part conversation. 60 years down the line as an independent country, and we are still swirling around the issues of how to be united, how to be tolerant, and so on and so forth. And as Professor Omaro Patrick pointed out yesterday, at 60, we ought to be thinking about higher order things that could, of course, be a source of remedy for the level of poverty in the country. But we are still apparently bolted down by these primordial issues of where does it come from, where doesn't it come from, where do you worship, whom do you not worship, and so on and so forth. What do we need to do so that we can eject ourselves from this unhelpful mode?
Thank you very much. I think one obvious thing is to devolve power, resources, and responsibilities to the lower tiers of government and decongest the center. Because part of the frustration is everybody's eyes are on the center and on the power that the center has. So the competition to access that power is so fierce that, you know, it leads to ethnic tensions. If you decongest the center and send resources and responsibilities to the states and to the local governments, I think this will go a long way in dousing the tension. The second thing is our leadership recruitment process, which Dr. Abari touched on. It's very faulty. And the way we are going, maybe it will take 100 years before any significant changes can be effected in the polity. Because you see, imagine you want to be governor of Edo State now. If you are not sponsored by the outgoing governor or some other godfather, you don't stand a chance. Look at the last election. If you want to assess the candidates on their own personal merit, probably the best candidate was Dr. Moghalu in terms of ideas and probably the capacity to deliver. But he didn't stand a chance because he didn't have the right platform. He didn't have the money to be able to reach everybody, and the system has cannot accommodate him because he has to be, you see, you have to come through the normal system to be sponsored by an existing political party or arrangement. And that means you can't change anything. When you come through that process, you will just continue to maintain the status quo. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Professor Adeni, when by happenstance we had people who emerged and disrupted the system with positive outcomes. Mm-hmm. Right now we have the governor of Borno State, Zulum. I think he's one of those who emerged by happenstance, and he's disrupting the system. He's different, but we wait to see whether the system will flush him out, because he doesn't belong, and he's not interested in a second term or maintaining the status quo. Mm-hmm. But you can see how many attempts to kill him have been made, and we think it is Boko Haram, but don't be surprised that they may be acting in collusion with people on this side, because he is a threat to everybody. So we need to do something about the leadership recruitment process. We need to liberalize the electoral process to accommodate independent candidature. And we need to do other things to make it possible for people who can come out of nowhere to disrupt the system to be able to access power.